Thanks for joining me. I'm Juliana, and I'm just recording this session so you can have it and work for it later whenever you need. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more hip opening, more grounding positions. So we're going to need a strap, so a belt, a tie, a scarf, something that you can loop around your legs to stretch. A couple blocks, that's always helpful. And if you have a blanket or a bolster, something that you can support yourself, that would be great. So you can play whatever you want on your side. And I'm going to start here. So let's move to the mat. And I'm going to use a couple of blocks here just to help settle in. I'm going to bring one block for my shoulder blades, the other one for my head. So even though our focus is going to be mainly legs, I just wanted to start with this position that really helps to release the tension that we normally carry in our chest and shoulders just by hunching over some position, right? We're constantly doing this. So this creates a lot of tension. So allowing the lowest block to be on the shoulder blades and like the medium height to be behind the head, giving a little bit of a lift. So as you bring yourself down, find that support, letting the chin drop into the chest, so you can even create a little basket here, like holding the hands, fingers interlaced, to drop the chin into the chest, tractioning the skull, and then letting it lay onto that block. Adjust the block wherever you need, letting your arms open out to the side. So if you prefer to have your feet a little wider and let the knees knock in, if your lower back tends to bother you, that's a really nice position to stay. But if you want to start to get a little bit more open into your hips, let the soles of the feet come together, knees out to the side in Supta Baddha Konasana, and allow your arms to rest. Deep breath in through the nose and a big sigh through your mouth. Let it go. Breathing in and sighing it out. Letting go of all the tension and stress. Just let it melt away. If you want, you can add one more. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, allow your eyes to close. And just starting to draw a little bit more the awareness to the here and now. When we close the eyes, we start to draw the awareness inwards. It's one of the 8 limbs of yoga, pratyahara. Breathing in and out through your nose as much as possible. And you're starting to feel your body releasing into the earth and the earth supporting you. So this is your safe place. Knowing that you always have a choice. Really listening to your body. Starting to feel the weight of the bones connecting to the earth. And the earth embracing you, giving you this support, sense of well-being, of safety, so you can let go. Allowing your body to feel supported and safe, and the heaviness of the bones releasing. You feel the support behind the skull. You can let the muscles in your face relax. And softening the cheeks, the jaw, continue to relax down the tongue. Noticing the support beneath the shoulder blades. You can continue to soften down the arms, the elbows. And feeling the sit bones heavy. You can continue to release down your legs, the knees, the toes. As you find your body fully supported, relaxed and safe, and you start to deepen the awareness to the breath. No need to change it, just following your breath. The inhale lifts you up, and the exhale softens and releases. Breath moving in, and breath moving out. You might even notice the pauses between the inhalation and the exhalation. Noticing that short pause before a new breath, a new beginning, starting a new cycle, brand new. Perhaps noticing how the breath is getting longer and deeper. And also the mind, most likely quieter than when you started. So as we start to draw the awareness to the breath, it's a great way to calm the mind, quiet the thoughts. Allowing yourself to come back to this breath awareness whenever you need to find a little bit more quiet and peace. Remembering this peace is always inside you, and letting your breath guide you there whenever you need. With your next inhale, bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer pose, palms together. Let your thumbs rest on your forehead, feeling the pressure of your thumbs on your third eye. Breathe in kind thoughts and positive energy. Set up the intention for your practice today. Allowing your hands to slowly move one over the other over your heart center. Connecting with your heart and adding the gratitude of being here. Taking time to take care of yourself with kindness and no judgment. Just being here whole and content. And with your next exhale, very gently releasing your hands. And slowly, maybe taking your hands on the outside of your knees to help your knees come up to the sky. Feet are on the floor, ground through the feet. Inhale, start to circle your arms forward and up. As you exhale, soften your elbows, let the arms go back. And sweep the arms along the side, going to your own range of motion, bending those elbows as much as you need. Inhale, you reach forward and up. And with your exhale, you start to reach back, sweep, open the heart. Take one more inhale. And a huge exhale, letting it go back into the sides, feeling the heart wide open. Inhale here. And perhaps with your next exhale, closing your elbows, pop elbows together. Inhale, open. And an exhale, close. Let your hands come behind your head. And taking that block out of the way, let your head rest into your hands like a little hammock, a little basket here holding the head. Elbows are going up. Relax the head. Now, perhaps you bring the soles of the feet together. And from here, as we exhale, press your heels together. Take your elbows up, pull belly in as you start to reach up. And then inhale, relax it down. Exhale, pull belly in. Take your elbows up, heels pulling together and down. If you want to add a little bit more, perhaps with your next exhale, you gently take your feet slightly off the floor and bring it down. It doesn't have to be much. Exhale, engage in the core, navel pull in, elbows up and down. On your next one, maybe you start to take your knees out like a little frog. So your feet and your knees are about the same height. Hold it here. And as you reach forward, maybe taking the hands and just a gentle pulse for 3, for 2, and 1. Take the hands on the outside of the knees. Bring your knees, feet down to the floor, and maybe engage in the core a little bit more. Pull the navel and lift up. Take the other block from behind you so you don't hit yourself onto it. And from here, coming into a boat pose. Maybe the feet stays on the floor in weight, halfway down. And as you exhale, you twist. Open the heart. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, twist to the other side. You can stay with the feet on the floor. Maybe you take the feet off, and as you exhale, you twist. Inhale, halfway. Engage the core. Exhale, twist. Inhale, down. Exhale, come up. Drop the feet and engage in the core. Start to round the spine as you come all the way down. Find yourself down onto the mat. Give your knees a hug and a gentle rock. Roll your knees to one side, massaging the lower back. So you're creating little circles with your knees up, and roll your knees the other way. I'm going to drop the left foot down to the floor. Make sure your strap is not too far out. Bring your right knee into your chest and start to extend your right leg up and down. Starting to add a little bit more engaged mobility to the knee. hold that leg up, point and flex the toes, roll the ankle. And then from here, you can hold the back of the thighs with your hands or with the strap. And you want to push your heel up, push the backs of your thighs and your hands, the hands against the thigh, and resist. And with your next exhale, soften and release. As you bend the knee, you're coming into a half happy baby. You're going to extend, holding the blade of the foot or taking a strap and just taking it side to side. So you're just starting to release and massage into internal organs as the knee moves in and out, softening into the hip socket. I'm going to take that leg straight up to the sky. Start to feel that you're pushing it a little bit more. If you can keep your arms straight, keep the arms straight, relax the head. If you need to put a blanket under the head, if that feels that it needs a little bit more support, please do. Now, keeping that leg extended, bring both hands to the strap. Hold onto your hip, and maybe you start to take that leg out. Now, if the leg extended doesn't work for you, bend your knee again, just like you were doing before with that half happy baby. Letting the leg go as any height it works for you. Now, if you let your left knee move a little bit more to the left and you come to the blade of the foot, it might help you to keep your hips stable and parallel. You want to keep the hips neutral here. If you feel that you have a little bit more strength to extend your left leg forward, perhaps bring your left hand to the thigh and the hip and push it down, firm it down. Don't let your left hip twist and open. With your next exhale, let that right leg go back up. And you're going to switch your hands. Coming into the IT band. Doesn't have to cross too much. Take your right thumb to the crease of your right hip. Roll your right hip down and out. Now again, the left foot onto the floor, knee bent, is a little bit more nicer to the lower back, right? So notice that now you can keep your hips probably level. Extending that legs makes it a little harder. If you're extending, feel that you're standing on your left leg. That's as much as you're pulling into it. You're pressing with the heel, you're turning your toes slightly over to the left. With your next exhale, slide that ankle in, cross your right ankle over your right thigh. And just moving your hips a little side to side. Perhaps you take your hands here and just open like a little bit of a cactus arms, releasing. We're going to let the knees drop to the right. Letting the body open and flaring the ribs onto the left side. Let the head move a little side to side. And then you come back to the center. And you're going to take your left foot off the floor, hands off the floor, coming into your figure four. Maybe bringing that knee a little closer in. You're starting to get a deeper stretch onto your right glutes. Feeling for it. You can keep the hands under the thighs or a strap. Continue to cross your legs and now have the knees one stack on top of the other, like Garudasana arm, or actually this looks more like Gomukhasana, cow face. The knees are stacked. So you can bring your knees into your chest, and maybe some of you might start to walk your hands onto your shins, closer down to the heels, and the heels might pull a little bit more out and in at the same time. So you're pulling them out away from you, but the knees into the chest. And you're going to notice a deeper sensation into the glutes. Going as far as you're comfortable. You're going to release, and you're going to let your left heel drop down to the floor. Feeling those legs squeezing in like eagle legs. Move your hips over to the right and let your knees drop to the left. This is a deeper spinal twist. Let that right arm, again, could be a T or even a cactus arm. Flare the right ribs. Open the chest. And perhaps even looking over to the right side. Breathe in here. And with your next exhale, let the head come to the center, knees come to the center, uncross your legs. Give them a hug, rock. And maybe you start to cap your knees with your hands and start to circle your knees in one direction. Circle the knees the other way. And then we're going to drop the right foot. Keep the left knee into the chest, hold behind your left thigh or using a strap. and start to kick your left leg up and down. Again, starting to add a little bit more mobility, juicing up the knee joint. Starting to warm up into the hamstrings, and we're going to hold it up there and point and flex the toes, roll the ankle. If you want to add a little bit more, start to push your thighs back against your hand, and the hand resists, so your shoulders, your arms are extended, and you're pressing through your left heel. With your next exhale, bend that knee, bring it down, and taking the strap onto your foot. So you're coming into a half happy baby. The knee moves in and out, side to side. It should feel good. Just loosening it up. You can do a little kicking with that leg, bending in the knee. And remember, you can always work with this bent leg if extending doesn't work for you today. And from here, we're going to extend that leg all the way up. Now feeling again that your arms are strong. The heel is pushing up. And you can stay with this leg the way it is. You can even start to extend the right leg forward. So again, if this feels too much, bending that right knee is always nicer on the lower back. And then from here, letting the left leg open out to the side. If it's better with a bent knee, bend your knee. Now the hip is going to try to turn to the left. Don't let it do that. So bring your right hand to your right hip. Root it down, ground it down. Maybe even let your right knee open more to the right, so in the blade of your right foot. So that weight will help you to balance. Or if you want to add a little bit more, you extend through the right leg. Push that right hand onto the hip. Ground yourself here. Feel heavy. And with your next exhale, slowly bring that leg up. Now again, maybe you start to slide your right heel in to find a support into the lower back, and adding the leg, extending, twisting. Take your left thumb to the crease of your left hip, push it down and away. So you're starting to feel that stretch on your IT band on the fascia on the outside of your leg. You can stay here, or for some, you might even extend the right leg further out. Whatever works here for you. Don't let your hips rotate, keep them level. With your next exhale, the right ankle comes in, left ankle over the right thigh. You're coming into this gentle twist. If you start to just assess here, perhaps you let go of the strap, if you can let your arms open into a little bit of a cactus. The next time your knees are dropping to the left, let them hang to the left. Maybe a little flare onto the ribs, side body. Breathe in. And exhale, soften. Inhale, start to come back to the center. Foot is on the floor, thread your hands, bring that knee in. And again, if this side feels very different, that you need to keep your leg further out or even on the floor, you can do that. If it's hard for you to grab your hands, use a strap between your legs. The more you bring your shin parallel to your chest, the more you're going to feel the stretch on the back of your left glutes. And allow your body to move a little side to side, gentle rock. And with your next exhale, slowly soften a little bit. Let one knee stack on top of the other. So your heels might be hanging down, your knees start to come in. And if you have the flexibility, you start to bring your knees closer to your chest, and maybe start to walk your hands onto your shins to your heels, and maybe you bring the heels more to the outside, to your hips, and closer down and in. If it feels good, it looks like almost like a little helicopter here with those wings and lifting. And then from here, we're going to let it go. Drop your left heel, your right heel down to the floor. Scoot your hips slightly to the left, so your knees are going to fall over to the right. You're coming into a spinal twist. This time, really letting the left side ribs, chest flaring, getting all the way down. Head is soft. Let your body move a little side to side. Beautiful. Take all the time that you need. Just slowly bring the head back to the center, knees to the center, come back up. Uncross your legs. Your feet are parallel once again. As you make sure that your heels are not going too far, you can even take a block here and bring it between your inner legs. So we're going to squeeze the block and start to feel our glutes engaging, lifting and bridging the hips. And then inhaling, bringing it down. Exhale, squeeze the block, using the inner legs to support you. Navel's pulling in, chest starts to open. And then bring it down. Adding the arms into a moving bridge. So you're going to press and lift the arms up, hips lift, arms reach back. Big inhale, knee to fingers. Exhale, slowly bring it all the way down. Nicely done. Taking the block from under you, slowly roll over to your belly. And letting the forehead be supported here by your hands. Stacking up for crocodile. It's another way to ground, to root, connecting to the earth, calming the mind. As we're approaching a full moon this week, it's a nice way to get out of our head and come back to the earth. And as you feel the support here, relax the shoulders. Start to slide your left knee over to the left. You're coming into a half frog. Feel your left hip pushing down, grounding. Head is relaxed. Perhaps your right leg comes up and back, and you do a little windshield wiper, like a little tail of a cat moving side to side. And maybe it works for you to keep your head down and grab your foot with your left hand. So it's kind of half frog, half hero. If that feels too much to grab that foot, let it go. There's no need for adding anything else. Release. Let the hands come down and then sliding your leg back. Let your hands come closer to your body and just feeling the fingers coming closer to your low ribs. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the elbows lifting, pulling you back. Your chin is down. Your heart starts to lift, low cobra. Exhale, soften and release. Take the fingers along the side of the mat. Tent the fingers and feel this lift of the heart. Inhaling. Elbows going up, holding you back. It's all the upper back that's working. Exhale, drop your right shoulder to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Look over your right shoulder as you drop your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale all the way down to the earth. Find your crocodile once again. The forehead is supported. So the hands are stacked so you're not smashing your nose down on the mat. You have some room. You may be moving the hips, maybe the head a little bit, massaging that third eye. Very soothing to the nervous system. And we're going to bend the right knee and move it out to the side. Hip height. Flex that knee, and you feel your knee pushing slightly into the earth, getting a little bit more opening in your groin. And if it works for you, pick up your left foot up to the sky. Maybe that little tick-tock of like moving the knees a little side to side. And if it works, maybe you can take your right hand, grab the foot, pulling the foot in. You're getting a quad stretch on one leg and a hip opening on the other. Again, if it feels too much to bring that foot in, let it go. Again, there's no right or wrong here. What feels good for you. With your next exhale, you let that leg go. You bring your hands back forward as you slide your leg back. Let your elbows come slightly ahead of you. Bring yourself into your sphinx. So from your shoulders to your elbows, your wrists, this is a straight line here. Elbows are pulling back. The chest starts to lift as you look forward. And then as you exhale, drop your head down and just moving the head a little side to side. Relax. Getting into that lower back, softening the shoulders, the heart, and then bring yourself back down. Again, these are great poses to do instead of up dog. You can do low cobra, once again, rolling the shoulders, squeezing the elbows. You can do a sphinx, exhale, soften. We're gonna push our hands to come up into a tabletop. Allow your knees to come to the floor under your hips. And again, if it feels good to bring a blanket under your knees, why not? So finding that blanket hands as you move your hips a little side to side. You might swing the hips a little to one side and maybe the other. Moving, relaxing the head. And if it feels good to circle your body, circle the body. You notice that you start to change the pressure on the fingers, the wrists, the shoulders. Circle the other way around. Opening the side body, and maybe you prefer to go back and forth or side to side. I'm going to come back into that tabletop, engage here, and just feeling your hands right under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to do a cow together. So letting your tail lift, the belly drop, and your heart opens in the gate of your arms, looking forward and up. And as you exhale, push down to lift up. You're doming into your back like a Halloween cat, and that tail drops down. Core engages, lifting up. Take that one more time, inhaling, opening forward and through. And the exhale, pushing down and arching and doming. And from this doming, you're going to slowly bring your hips back to your heels as you find your child's pose. And let it go. Breathe into your heart. A little side to side sway. Take your hands to the left. Take the right hand on top of the left hand and just breathe even deeper into the right side of your body. Let it flare up. Exhale, soften and release. Walk your hands to the center, to the other side. Get a deeper opening into the left side. So let it flare up and down. And then slowly take it back to the center. And from here, you come back up into your tabletop. This time, tuck your toes. And if it's right for you, push your hips slightly back. So with the toes tucked, you're stretching the bottoms of the feet. You let your head drop. Feel that connection. And from this, you slowly come up. And maybe just for a second or two, you sit up onto your heels. If it feels too much, it's okay. We're going to come out of this. Inhale, let your arms come up. Exhale, bring them back down. Take the backs of the feet and just give them a little tap. Making sure your toes are still attached, right? And then take your time. Find your tabletop once again. Slide your right toes back. Left fingertip starts to reach forward. Pick up your left arm. So now push into your right hand, engage the core. Right leg goes back. Exhale, bring your elbows and knees closer together. Inhale, feel a reach. I'm going to take the elbow to the side, the knee to the side. Opening out and challenging your balance here. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you come to the side. Hold it here. Take that hand down and circle that knee a couple of times. Opening it up. Take it to the other side. And from here, inhale, extend that leg. Take it out to the side. Let that foot drop down. Moving your hips a little bit back and forth. We're going to take the right hand a little bit more forward. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale, thread the needle, slide it under. Left hand finds the right foot. Going in that direction, your shoulder drops. Your right fingertips can stay on the floor. You can go up to the sky. You can even wrap behind your back. Feel the open into the shoulders, the chest, inner legs. And with your next exhale, slowly soften. Take the hand down, hand to the floor. I'm going to step my right foot to the back of the mat. My left knee comes behind me. I'm just going to change the position here so I don't turn my back too, but it's the same thing. Left hand is under the shoulders. Right hand can come to the hip. And you start to connect and move your hips slightly forward. Take that arm up to the sky. Feel the reach. Connect with your core. And when you're ready, let your right hand pull you up. Feel this really nice reach from the side down onto your knee. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Coming into your Padidasana pose, gate pose. Keep that length from your left knee to your fingertips. Drop your right hand down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, start to close your gate. Right fingertip starts to slide. Left arm comes up and over. Inhale, come back up. Nice long arms. Exhale, drop that left hand down. Right arm goes up. Maybe the right leg kicks up. So like a half moon. And then drop that leg back down. Staying here with the knee on the floor, legs extended or stacked. Vashisthasana. If you want to go even fancier, you can let that right leg float. Swim that right hand forward and down. Find your plank. Hold it here. Engage the core. Feel the chest opening forward and through, navel's pulling in. Drop your knees down. Let your elbows brush and come all the way down to the earth. Hands already closer to your body. Point the toes, roll the shoulders. Find your low cobra. Exhale, forward and release. Let the forehead rest once again. Let your hips release. Ground. Take the breath. Staying with your crocodile or slowly coming back into your sphinx. Open into your heart. Exhale, soften it out. Elbows to the side, hands to the body. Roll yourself back up into your tabletop. Inhale as you look forward. Exhale as you round your spine. And from here, hold it. Left leg goes back. Right hand goes forward. I'm just going to turn it around so I don't turn my back to you. Pick up the right arm closer to the ear. The left leg goes back. And with your next exhale, elbows and knees, perhaps they come closer together. Inhale, feel the reach. Now maybe taking that challenge with your balance, knee to the side, elbow to the side. Go for it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Drop the right hand and circle your left knee. Keep that 90-degree angle. Circle the other way around. And next time the knee is out to the side, hold it there. Extend that leg forward, drop it down, moving your hips back and forth. Can you feel that softening and the opening into your inner legs? Beautiful. Start to come back forward, hold it here. Walk your left hand maybe an inch or two forward. Inhale, right arm goes up, let it reach, lift. Follow your hands as you exhale, thread the needle. Drop your right shoulder down. And again, your shoulder can come to a block, to a pillow, if coming down to the floor bothers you. The left arm can go up and even wrap behind the back. Feel a little bit more opening to the chest, shoulders. Take one more breath in. Nicely done. Exhale, drop that left hand. Use it here for support. Hands come to the floor. Take your left foot to the back edge of your mat and pivot your right foot behind your right knee. Right hand stays on the floor, left hand comes to the hip. You start to connect from the outside blade of your foot, opening in the heart. Inhale, let your left arm go up. Exhale, use your core to come up. It's like you had warrior two arms. Turn the palms up and inhale, lengthen. Feel the reach from your right knee all the way up to your right fingertips. Keep that lift and then let your left hand drop. Inhale, reach with the right arm, and as you exhale, you start to close the gate, Padikasana. Feel this opening in the right side of the body. Inhale, come back again. Open the arms and release. Right hand down to the earth. Staying here, or maybe even picking up your left leg. So it's coming like a half moon, feeling that lift from the heel to the crown of the head. Finding your Vashisthasana side plank choice. Knee on the floor, legs one in front of the other, legs stacked, or even floating. Whatever fancy you here. With your next exhale, swim that hand back down. Bring yourself back into your plank. This time, push your hips back, up and over, finding a down dog. Relax head, maybe pedaling the feet, moving it around. Inhale, come into your plank. Engage the core, hands under the shoulders. When you feel ready, push, lift that tail. Come back into your down dog. Inhale, come into your plank. And this time, knees on the floor or chaturanga, your choice. As you hover down, connect. And then as you inhale, up dog, sphinx, or low cobra. There's so many variations here. Exhale, foot it back into your down dog. Take all the time that you need. You pedal the feet, you move it around. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hips, roll the ankle to one side and then the other. And when you feel ready, square your hips, take your right foot to your right thumb. Drop your left knee down, and we're looking for a 90-degree angle. As we inhale, we take our arms up. Maybe the chest lifts a little bit more. As you exhale, press into your right heel, push your hips back, and forward fold over your legs. If you need hands on the blocks, have the hands on the blocks. Inhale, you can reach up, lift up. Opening the front line of the body, hip flexors. Exhale, opening the back line of the body, hamstrings back, heels on the floor, hips pushing back. This is your last one. We're gonna hold it here. And maybe coming back out of it just a little bit so you can fine tune your pose. So it's like a shorter lunge. It's almost like a little square here. You want to feel that your right foot is over to the right, your left knee is to the left. So you're like in a railroad track, one track in each. So engage the core, navel pulls in, your right heel pushes back and your left knee wants to go forward. So feel that energy of your legs trying to scissor here. And when you do that, you feel that your core engages, the side ribs lift, and you get this really deep stretch into your hip flexors, right? If you stay seated too long, these muscles shorten a lot. So use this to open. And maybe you start to let your hips move a little bit more forward. If you want to add arms, take your arms up, inhale.
And as you exhale, cactus your arms. Open and twist to the right. The right hand can stay behind the head. The left hand comes to the earth. Perhaps taking that back toe, tucking elbow goes up. Exhale, elbow points down. Inhale, elbow or arm reaches up. Backstroke it and let it all the way down to the earth. The hands are going to come on the inside of your right foot, moving your hips back and forth. We're coming into Skandasana to the left knee. Turn your toes to the long edge of your mat and move your hips slow to the left foot. Left knee is bent. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, let's turn it back to the center, turning the toes, hands on the floor, step back into your plank. Chaturanga is optional. You can always drop down to your knees. Inhaling, Sphinx, low cobra, or up dog. And exhale, finding your down dog. Take your time to pedal the feet and move it around. The left leg is going to go up. Left knee is going to bend. Open the hips. Roll that ankle. And when you feel ready, square your hips. Taking your left foot to your left thumb. Take your time to land. Drop the right knee. You're looking for about a 90-degree angle of that front leg. As you inhale, you open your arms up, reach up. And as you exhale, press into your left heel. Push your left hip back and fold over your legs. Once again, inhale, open, lift, reach, breathe. Exhale, soften over. Hips pushing back, getting into your hamstrings, soften the jaw, relax the shoulders. Inhale, coming up one last time. And perhaps coming a little bit out of it, backing yourselves up. Now again, focusing on that engagement and the energy of the legs scissoring here, left heel going back, right knee going forward, core is engaging, hips, and then maybe you start to drop a little deeper into it. You can even shimmy that foot a little bit more forward or walk your right knee a little further back. All these things will engage the hip flexors, and you take your arms up, cactus your arms, twist to the left. Staying with the hands behind the head, drop the right hand down, perhaps tucking the back toes as you lift your left elbow up, press your left hip back. Exhale, drop your left elbow. Inhale, elbow or arm fully extended. Exhale, drop it down. Hands on the inside, step your left foot back. Inhale, finding the plank. Exhale, drop to your knees. Hug your elbows into your ribs and come all the way back down to the earth. One more time, settle up into your crocodile. Connect with the breath, calming the mind. Coming into your low cobra, your sphinx, or your up dog. Find the one that works for you today. Again, there's no right or wrong. The exhale is going to take you back into a down dog. Your feet is going to be a little wider on your mat. You're going to turn your toes a little bit more out. We're going to walk ourselves back into a malasana squat. And as you squat down, again, we're not going to stay here very long. You can take your elbows on the inside perhaps and push and feel that the chest maybe can lift a little higher. Right hand comes closer to the right foot. Inhale, take your left arm and twist. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, right arm reaches up and twist. Exhale, bring it down. Hands to the floor, heel toe, your feet parallel. About hip width distance apart or even wider if you need. And taking the hands to the opposite elbows and letting your body do a little swing side to side. Start to soften. Making sure that your head is relaxed, let it go. Again, we can bend the knees a lot, or keep them a little bit more extended. Whenever you start to shift the weight a little bit more forward to the balls of the feet, it will get a little deeper into the hamstrings. And if you need extra support, bend the knees and let it go back. Whatever works here for you. Take a nice deep breath in. And with your next exhale, soften your knees. Let your body roll all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Roll your shoulders back. The inhale will take you up. And the exhale will bring your hands to your heart. Let's walk to the front edge of the mat. So from here, we're going to sit low, Press into the feet. And inhale, take the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, finding your chair pose. Hands forward, hips low. Take the hands along the side of your body, just like airplane wings. Can you sit your sit bones a little bit deeper? Inhale, reach your arms up. Start to come a little bit higher up. And exhale, take the hands along the side, like airplane wings. Engage the core, and maybe you start to shift the weight to your right foot. Can you take your left heel off the floor, slide the foot back, or just take that big step back? You're coming into lightning warrior. Right knee and ankle are aligned, back heel is engaged, core is engaged. If this feels too much, drop your left knee down to the floor. Inhale, let your arms reach up, lift up. Anjalayasana, crescent lunge. Again, the option of the back knee on the floor is always there for you. And with your next exhale, bend the elbows, get a little deeper, bend the knee, get a little deeper. Inhale, take it up. Lock your thumbs, stay low. Take the hands over to the right. Press with the back heel, reach with the right knee. Inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, the twist opens. The left hand comes to the earth. Right arm goes straight up to the sky. And as you exhale, drop it down. Let the back heel drop down to the earth. And as you inhale, bring yourself up. Warrior two. Turn the palms up. Inhale, extend through the front leg, making a big A shape. Exhale, bend the front knee. Left hand to the hip or thigh. Right palm turns up. Reverse your warrior. Getting up nice and strong. Sit a little deeper. Breathe into the inner legs. Extend to the front leg. Reverse triangle. Can you feel a little bit more reach? And exhale. Hand your hips back. Start to reach your right fingertips as far as you can. Far, far. Maybe even shimmy your left foot a little closer in. Bring that right hand to the hips or the ankle or a block and roll your left shoulder back. Staying with your triangle. Again, triangle is the open twist. So that hand can always stay on the hips or behind the back. If you want to let it lift up, let it lift up. Uttita Trikonasana, extended triangle. With your next exhale, slowly gaze down to the right foot. Let your left hand pull you up. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to pinwheel the hands down to the floor. Back heel comes off the floor. We're coming into pyramid pose. Press your right hip back. Let your upper body fold over your right leg. It's a nice softening here. Again, the left knee can always stay on the floor if you prefer. As you exhale, soften into the knee, letting the hands float to the blocks. Blocks is also an option. You can let your left leg float. Square your hips, engage your core. Turn your gaze to the floor slightly ahead of you. Maybe you hold it here. Maybe you have wings for your plane. Vaikasana. Wherever is your choice, can you bring your hands to the blocks and cross your left leg behind. Pinky toe side of your feet are closer together. You're getting onto your IT band now. You're gonna feel that stretch a little bit more on the back leg. If you want, start to lower the height of the block and start to draw the weight a little bit more forward. You're gonna notice it more. You can let go of the blocks entirely if both of your feet are completely grounded. Let it go. Take one more full breath. You can also sway your hips a little side to side, increasing that intensity. And as you exhale, you're gonna unwind. Feet are parallel. Inhale, find your Utkatasana. Sitting low, reaching forward and high. Exhale, hands along the side like a little airplane wing. Do that one more time. Inhale, take it up. I'm just moving to the side. You can stay exactly where you are. Exhale, hands along the side like little airplane wings. You sit back, you engage your core. Start to shift the weight to your left foot. Your right heel comes off the floor. You can slide that right leg back or just take that big leap of faith. Hopefully you're not stepping on your blankets just like I did. Engage your core and press. So you're pressing to the heel, crown of the head. And from here, you start to feel that lift. Inhale, Anjaliasana, crescent lunge. Now as you exhale, adjust, bend the knee and bring it slightly down. Now if you need to do this with your knee on the floor, you can absolutely do this. We did something similar to that in the beginning. Exhale, bring it down. Bring it back up. And just taking your arms up just a little bit more. Can you feel a little bit more length in the upper body and drop to the heel? Lock your thumbs and then take your hands over to the left. Breathe into the right side of the body. Come back to the center, and as you exhale, your arms are going to open. You're coming into this open twist. You're looking over to the left. The right hand comes down to the earth. Left arm goes up to the sky. Press to the right heel, and as you exhale, swim that left hand back. Right heel drops, right arm pulls you up. You're in your warrior two. So having your left knee and toes pointing forward, connect here, soften the arms, turn the palms up. Inhale, extend to the front leg, reach up, lift up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bend. Turn the left palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Maybe that arm reaches behind you. Extending through the front leg, reverse triangle. Inner legs pull together. Nice opening to the left side. Exhale, start to hand your hips. Start to reach your left fingertips forward. Reach it more and more and more. And then letting that left hand be supported on your shin, your thigh, as you roll the shoulders back. Staying here or extending the arm up. Again, there's no right or wrong, but what feels good for you. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, turning the gaze down, softening to the knee. Inhale, bring yourself back up. You're back into your warrior two. And as you exhale, you're going to pinwheel your hands to the earth. Take your right heel off the floor and start to find your pyramid pose. Push your left hip back. Square your hips. Soften and maybe lengthen from the crown of the head to the tail. Can you get a little bit more length? So the back heel can stay off the floor. You should feel this really nice stretch on the back of your left hamstrings. Take a nice deep breath in. And with your next exhale, soften into your left knee. Start to take the block slightly ahead of you. You're coming in your version of warrior three. So maybe you stay with your hands on the blocks, you press to the heel and reach from the crown of the head. Maybe you take the hands to the heart or even wings along the side, like airplane wings. Open the heart. And with your next exhale, slowly let the hands find the blocks as you cross your feet. They're parallel. And then from here, you soften. You start to fold over in that cross-legged forward fold, getting into your IT bend. And notice again, maybe it's the wiggle of the hips to get you a little deeper. Maybe the hands will come further down. Maybe the weight shifts more forward. Deepening the sensations here, wherever you need them most. And with your next exhale, soften and release. Your feet are parallel. Sit back into your invisible chair, reaching the arms forward and up as you bring yourselves all the way up. Uvahastasana. And as you exhale, hands to the heart and down. Nicely done. So we're going to do one more here, standing. And we're going to do a tree and a tree variation. Since we're working with hip openers, I'm going to do a figure four tree, but we're going to go for that regular tree first. So figure four tree might put a little too much pressure on your knee. So if that's the case, stay with your figure or your tree pose. So start to shift the weight from one leg to the other. So mirroring you, I'm going to shift the weight to your right leg. Pick up the left heel and maybe bring your hands to your heart. Perhaps this is your tree today, and you can always have your hands against a wall or anything around that you're on your house. Maybe you take that foot and bring it a little bit higher. You choose. You want to feel that your right leg is rooting and your left foot is pushing into the thigh pushing into the foot. And perhaps you take your branches higher up. Now, if this is working for you, stay here. If you want to take that figure four or flying pigeon, you cross the ankle in front of the thigh, you bring your hands to your heart and you start to sit back. And you start to sit back. Maybe today you take your hands behind, open the chest.
Sit a little lower. Nice. I can see you guys. You guys are doing great. Inhale, lift up, reach up, extend, and bring it down. Nicely done. Connect with the breath once again. Relax the shoulders. And let's try the other side. Again, be mindful that one side might feel very different than the other. So if you need to support yourself in any other way here, please do. You really want to feel the heel sealing into the leg and your left leg now rooting. Whenever you feel like you want to add the branches for the tree, let the side body lift. And perhaps you're hooking, crossing that ankle in front, hands to the chest as you start to sit back into that invisible chair. And maybe today, just to open a little bit more, can you take your hands behind, maybe clasp and reach the hands away from you? Maybe that will give you a little bit more deeper seat. Who knows? Press into your feet. Inhale, let your arms come up. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Beautiful. We're going to add a flow to come down. Now, if you want to skip your flow and just meet in child's pose, you absolutely can. So it's your choice. Find a flow or a skip asana, right? You're skipping your asana here. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, find your flat back, hands to the shin, shoulders pull back. Exhale, fingertips to the earth, stepping back. Finding a down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees on the floor. Inhaling, up dog, sphinx, slow cobra. Exhale, the child pose comes with your knees a little wider. The forehead might find the floor. And your hands can come along the side of the body for embryo. Let the forehead be supported. Now for some, bringing the forehead down might feel uncomfortable. So you can always bring a pillow or a block under the forehead. And for some, sitting the heels back onto the shins might feel uncomfortable. So maybe you bring a blanket between the shins and your sit bones, whatever you need to do here. Feeling the hands pulling you up. Again, you're going to take your right knee to your right wrist. So you can come into your down dog for that, or coming into a pigeon, deepening the stretch here. If this feels too much, go back to your figure four. And maybe now that you're warmer, you can bring that knee a little closer in. The final stretch, forehead is supported, which helps you to ground. Just feeling the heaviness of your bones releasing. And the breath taking even deeper. Training the mind to stay present. Let the hands come up to support you. Bring yourself in. Tuck the back toes and step back. Pedal the feet, move it around. And then taking the left knee over to the left wrist. Again, you can move that through. If you're on your back, you can just switch the knees, hug the other knee in. Walk the right leg back. See if it can help you to sink a little deeper. Maybe this side you need some support, a blanket under the hips. Deepen your breath. And just take your time when you feel ready. Bring your hands closer to your body and just bring yourself back up. Perhaps coming back into that down dog. Just to transition, if you're on your back, you can stay on your back. We're going to drop our knees down and cross through our ankles and find our seat. If you're on your back, maybe you rock yourself up to just one last seated position here. If you have your blanket, you can fold it and sit onto it, or even onto the edge of it. You can have one shin in front of the other. You can stack one shin on top, or you can cross one knee on top of the other. So I have, in this case, I have my left knee on top. Whatever one you have, that's absolutely fine. You're just going to take the opposite hand. I have the right. I'm going to bring it on top of the left, and I inhale. I'm going to lift up, open, and revolve my chest slightly back. As I inhale, I take my arms up to the sky. And as I exhale, just bring it down forward. Tip the fingers, open the heart, and maybe you go a little deeper. So again, wherever your leg is crossed, it's absolutely fine. There's no right or wrong. Take your arms back in. Take the hands behind you so we extend the legs, open it out, and switch. Whatever cross, one shin in front of the other, one stacked, or the knee stacked. Inhale. We're going to take those arms up. We're going to twist to the right. Find the support that you need. Inhale, lift to the crown of the head. Exhale, revolve. Gentle twist here. Releasing it out. Come back to the center. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Fingertips to the floor. Tip the fingers, lift the heart. Wherever you are, you can stay there and just maybe walk those fingers, maybe wiggle the hips, maybe soften the upper body. Just let it go. The softer you are, the deeper you go. Take your time to bring your hands back in. Walk it back up. Roll your shoulders. Take the hands behind you and extend the legs. Give it a little bit of a shake. One last forward fold. Knees can be really bent here. I actually like when having, if I have another blanket or something else that I can put under my knees, just to make sure that my knees are not overextending, and that sometimes feels really uncomfortable. So you can always add that if you want, if you know that that bothers your knees. Take your arms, your strap, wherever you have, and maybe take it up and over. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then if you feel comfortable, you start to extend and start to slide those heels if you can keep your spine nice and long. And then the last thing to go is the head drops. You soften. Take a nice deep breath in. Big exhale out. Let the hands release. Feet onto the floor. And getting everything that you need for your Shavasana. I'm just going to take a blanket or a block so we can put it under our legs for Viparita Karani. And you can fold that, making sure that it's not too far out. And again, bring your feet down to the floor, not too far away from you. And like we did in the beginning, bridging the hips, lift it up. Slide that blanket under or a block, and then let your legs float up to the sky. So this is a true inversion. It's a great practice to do at the end of the day. It really restores that energy and reverse of the flow down the legs into the pool of your belly, flowing to your heart. And as you exhale, cooling and calming things down. Also great practice to help you sleep. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, allow your eyes to close. And then very slowly the knees start to come into the chest. The feet can return back to the floor. And then the hips can just bridge and slide the blanket. The knees, one last hug, maybe even a happy baby, whatever you need to do here, just to balance it off. And then you extend the legs, one and then the other, for your Shavasana. Take a nice deep breath. And let it go. The eyes get heavy in the sockets. Relaxing the tongue in your mouth. Feel the softness of the lips, the back of the throat releasing. Continue to soften down the shoulders, the arms, fingers. The heart is light, the belly is soft. As your hips feel heavy, and you continue to release down your legs, the knees, all the way to your toes. Shavasana. If you're happy where you are, you can stay where you are and enjoy a longer, safe, relaxing Shavasana. If you feel like moving, start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Perhaps the inhale will take you into a nice body stretch. And the exhale, the knees will come into the chest, a gentle rock side to side, rolling to the left as you use your hands to come up to your seat. And allowing your head to rest over the heart and the heart to rest over the hips. Everything is stacked up nicely. Take your palms together and rub them in. Then bring one hand over the other over the heart, just feeling the warmth of the body, the energy created in your hands to your body, and the heat of the body in your hands. The light, the gratitude you brought into your practice, shining even brighter. As we exhale, we bow the head to the heart, bringing the thumbs to the forehead. Together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great night. Be well.